Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and today we've got the Beerus Reboot leader. Really excited about this one. I'm not sure how close to jank this leader is going to be, but I think this was a crowd favorite for a really long time, and it's nice that it's finally getting like a more kind of updated, more modern ability for everything. So going over the leader, auto when this card attacks leader card, choose one. You choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it costs two or less, and KO it, or you draw one card. That's super nice. The old leader. It's just whenever this card attacks, it didn't have to be a leader card, but it only popped something with two or less. So if you were playing against an opponent who wasn't doing anything, it was really hard to get advantage. So being able to just draw one when you need to is nice. And then also its awakened condition is when you have four or more energy, all your life is at four or less. And it's kind of easy to get to four energy, be able to get to four energy without being four or less right now. So being able to awaken early and get like the extra defense on it, I think is good. And if you look on the backside, so it has this really cool permanent that says when your opponent's life is at four or less, anytime this card would deal damage, choose up to one of your, choose one card in your drop area and place your energy in rest mode instead. So that's awesome. Being able to ramp instead of deal damage is really cool. It also means that your opponent's not getting any card advantage. So, like when you swing with Beerus, it has the same thing as the front, except for it's a three or less instead of a two or less, or draw one. So you're just able to gain like a lot of advantage, and if you're able to get to four energy really quickly, being able to just prevent your opponent from gaining any advantage from your swings, and you're just getting a lot of pluses from it is super good. And then also having like a 15k instead of a 10k to have your opponent have to try to swing over is an added benefit as well. And then also it has its iconic active main for 16 energy. You win the game. I don't think that's likely, but that's something that you can, I guess, try to do. But we'll see with this deck the idea. So this is a tricolor deck. And it really plays off of a couple things. One, that Beerus is naturally blue, but two ramp cards in particular is this blue-red Super Saiyan Gogeta All-Out Assault, and also this blue-green Android 16. Both these guys let you ramp really easily. And then also, I guess, the blue-green Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Peak of Primitive Power. So yeah, this deck really tries to capitalize on just ramping as soon as possible and just getting out this 12-drop Whis. This is a pretty old card, so if you don't know what it does, so it's Quad Strike. So this is a rare from Series 1, so it's a 12-drop Quad Strike with 6 specific blue. This card's attack and skill cannot be negated. Auto, when you play this card, if your leader card is a Beerus, after your turn ends, take another one. So that's super duper good, being able to do that, and it's just a Quad Strike that with 40k that swings in. And being able to just take a second turn is broken if you can do it correctly. If you were old enough for shit, or if you've been in this game long enough for Super Shenron, you can see how like powerful that effect can be. And I think this is actually something that can be pretty possible. Getting to 12 energy is pretty easy in this deck with so much ramp. Additionally, being able to do that with our leader's ability and going off from there. Ideally your opponent's going to be around 4 life anyways, so being able to do that is great. So some cards to help us get there. So this is tricolor with blue, green, and red, and mostly because of the cards I mentioned, but being able to run some additional super combos in the Infernal Villainy Cell, and also the Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. Both these cards are fantastic, and like this is kind of like a Janemba mill deck in a lot of ways. You'll see a lot of like common cards between them, but some extra cards that we can't run. So first we got the Super Saiyan Gogeta. So I mean, honestly, this is just a 6-drop that you can play, and then you get 2 energy at the end of the turn. We're not using its active main, and getting the 6 energy is fine. And then we get to untap 2 for this, which is cool. We're running, and then also Android 16. So the big thing about this is we can't play anything between 30k and 35k for the duration of the game, which kind of sucks. If you wanted, the other way I was thinking about running this deck was without this blue-green. We can run the Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta Frenzy Burst. So you UX evolve this for 8 on top of the 6-drop, and then when you do, you get 6 energy to your energy. So you get to 14 immediately. And then if you have 15 or more life, you choose up to 4 of your opponent's life and place them at the bottom of the deck in any order. So this could also be like a really good win condition as well. I decided to go tricolors because it's fancier, but if you want to go like just simply blue-red, this 10-drop Gogeta is super duper good. Because if you get to 6 energy, you can use this and then immediately on the next turn go into this guy, because you'll have 6 plus 2 and then 1 more as long as this survives, which is cool. Some additional cards. So we've got this Whis Destruction's Aid. This is kind of bad. You have to pay 3 energy to ramp one. So that's kind of hard to do, but it's, like later in the game when you have so much energy you don't know what to do with. This is really good for that. We have 4 dimension magics, which is good for untapping the cards we need. Nothing is super energy specific, so that's nice. We've got 4 Sensu Bean, just for, once again, untapping and defense. We're running 4 of these Whist Godly Fundamentals, so we don't really need to awaken ourselves at all. The only reason we'd want to is so we can get to our super combos 4 or less, but this is good for just popping cards that can be really obnoxious. So, active main, if your leader card's a Beerus card and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, choose up to 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards gets minus 5k power duration of the turn. So just like if you're needing to find like a card immediately, some for that. So we're also running 4 of these Helles just because we have a god as our leader. And this is like the runner-up for like best super combo because, you know, this is a draw 2 one, so it's pretty good and it lets you kind of find the cards you need really easily. And it's also green, which is good for, we're also running this, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Pika Primitive Power as our secret rare. So it's an arrival for 3 blue and 2 green. If you don't know, so this can be like good on either step, really, being able to use this offensively or defensively. And I'll talk about this in a bit, but so yeah, when it's your turn, when you play this card, it gains double strike, crit, and triple attack, so that can do a lot of damage. And then if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in the barrier, place in the drop area, and then you can add 2 cards from the top of your deck into your energy. So that's super nice and can be very helpful from there. And I think I've talked about everything. So we're also running 4 topo because we're running enough red, and so we just charge 1 red, and that's fine. And none of the energy we're charging besides Injured 16 is like a mystery injured energy, so we pretty much know, especially since our Beerus searches from our drop area and puts it in there. That should be very helpful as well. And then 3 or 4 Vegeta the Cruel, just because we're running it, and it's just good for like being disruptive. And 2 of these Ultra Instinct Son Gokus as well. So this is just a basic outline. This deck actually got pretty tight in space pretty quickly, which was surprising. So it was kind of hard to choose which cards I thought was worth it. But this is just like the basic outline. Some additional cards is like You're Wide Open and Hidden Potential. Both these cards are good for just preventing our opponents from making good plays. Mafuba's good because we have the energy. I don't think we actually need like a check land. We have just so much flexibility and energy as it is. I don't think we need to waste space with it, so I didn't put it in. Kind of like the SS3 deck I made yesterday. We also have Berry of Hope and Balmless Advice. Both these cards are really good. We're going to have the energy to be flexible with them, and so I think these are at least side cards. We also have Hercule and Majin Buu, Friends Forever. I almost put this card in. It was really hard not to. Because you can use this card to bounce back a Whist, Judge of the Gods. When you like, if you have 13 energy and you play this card, you can play this, swing, and then play Hercule Majin Buu Forever. And at the end of the turn, you bounce this Whist back, which means you have 2 more turns in a row, which you can just play this Whist and go there. So that's fantastic. This could, like, if this was really consistent, we can get through this card really easily. I would really consider putting more of these Hercules and Majin Buus in. We've also have Whist the Wrestling Attendant, just more ramp, and also this Android 21, same thing. You just ramp up, and then you can also, like, this also KOs cards, so there's that. And then also just like an alternate win condition as well, this Android 21, being able to just drop this card and make it so your opponent loses a bunch of their power cards and energy is great. The only thing with this is that so many people are running multicolor energy, that's hard. But if you're playing like against like a black deck like a Demigra or like a Hatchak, definitely put this card in because you just wipe their entire board and all of their energy, and then they just feel really bad. So definitely recommend running that in the side. So some additional cards that I just thought of when talking. So we also have this 4-drop Trunks. Let's see, the 6-drop Trunks. This is the one from set 7. So when you combo this card with Meteoric Energy, that doesn't matter. But the auto, when you play this card, draw 1, then choose 1 card in your hand and add it to your energy. That can be pretty good and just some helpful ramp. It's a 6-drop, which kind of sucks, but there's that. And I felt like the 5-drop is better, but this is a potential card for that as well. And then also, like, I don't really, what is it, like Red Ribbon. Something you can do for fun is you can do, yeah, so Might of the Red Ribbon Army, and there's a couple cards like this as well, where it just lets you fix your energy. So yeah, for active main, choose 1 blue-green multicolor card in your energy, add to your hand, then remove this card in your drop area from the game. Then you choose 1 card in your hand, place your energy in rest mode. So like the idea that you can do with this is that your Beerus leader, like this new one, so when your opponent's life is at 4 or less, anytime this card would deal damage to your opponent, choose one card in your drop area and place an energy in rest mode instead. So if you do that, then you can just recycle this 8-drop secret rare, and then you can use the Might of the Red Ribbon Army. Or I think there are a couple other cards that do this as well, like just let you fix your energy. You can just use this card to swap the secret rare into your hand, and now you have it again in your hand for either more ramp and more destruction, or just like another win condition. So I think this has some potential as well. If we're going like strictly like blue green, I think this could be a really good card for it, because you can just keep recycling it and go from there. But that's just like the deck. I think this has definitely, compared to the old leader, I think this has a lot of potential, since the game is slower and we have a lot of more counterplay options. I think going Tricolor is pretty tight, and so if this doesn't work, I definitely would recommend going either just red green, not red green, blue green or blue red. If you're going blue red only, definitely go into the 10-drop Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Being able to do this is super nice. If you just can't do it because it's a 35k and our Android 16 stop us from doing that. And then if we go blue green, definitely put in like this Might of the Red Ribbon Army, so we can recycle this 8-drop, and then we probably have some better ways to put this into our drop area. And so we just have to like being able to pressure opponent for they don't want to take the damage, because then we ramp up and then also we get our secret rare back. I think that's really good. So that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this deck and what you think about this leader. I think it's fun. Tomorrow I think I'm going to be doing the Green Gohan. That was the most popular afterwards. If you don't want that, let me know. But I think we're going to do Green Gohan. And then no one asked for Cooler, Meta Cooler, so rip him. We'll get him eventually. And no one asked for, we got a couple hits, which I think it's going to be really good, but I think that's going to be less demand for a cool deck list compared to these other two lists that I just covered. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these cards, and I'll catch you all next time.